What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Blitzburg Squad. I'm Wesley Seeley, joined with Shane Smith. Steelers fall to the Dolphins on Sunday Night Football, 16-10. Steelers moved to 2-5. Trying to smile to hide my pain, I guess. Man, there's a lot to unpack in this game. So initially, right off the top, before we dive in, how you feeling, man? How you feeling about the team? How you feeling about this game? It was a loss, so obviously we're not feeling good, but that's to be expected.
Yeah. I feel our defense played okay, but they missed a lot of opportunities. But at the same time, Tua didn't look good to where I think they could have ran away with it. So I think 16-10 doesn't tell the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think our play calling is bad. Our quarterback play is really bad. It's just no bueno.
Growing pains, huh? I was going to say the things that, just to kind of sum it up right off the top, for me is bad quarterback play, bad offensive play calling, which we've been kind of used to. Yeah, defense was sort of bend, don't break, but, yeah, missing some opportunities, and they kept the score close, but offense was just pretty lackluster. So,
yeah.
All right, well, let's not waste any more time. Let's just dive right into this, man.
Let's dive in. Offense. Line played well.
Line played decent.
They were opening some holes.
Yeah.
They, for the most part, seemed to keep Kenny somewhat protected. Few breakdowns in that, but overall more positive than negative on that. Worst culprit was Dan Moore.
Yeah.
No surprise there on that front. Najee looked a little better. Pickens was finally got his first career touchdown.
Yeah.
That was exciting. Heck of
What
a
a great
grab.
one, yeah.
He again had a solid day when he was targeted. The issue there was when he was targeted. He has balled out for us, and for some reason we're not. It goes in spurts. There's times when it's like, okay, Pickens, and it's just one right after another. And then it's like all of a sudden, we're not going to target you for the next 20 minutes. And it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Right. No, you're right. I didn't understand because he went right down the field on that drive and he got his touchdown. I think it said 4 for 4 for 47 yards, plus, including the touchdown grab.
Right.
Yeah, it was on fire that drive. Weird. Yeah, weird that he just kind of avoided for the rest of the game. I think you're right though. I think offensive line actually produced some holes for Najee to run through.
Yeah.
Najee looked good. We've kind of been talking, maybe dogging on Najee a little bit so far this season because he's looked a little lackluster, lacking that explosiveness, that agility that he's had last year.
Yep.
And we saw a little bit more of it this game. He took the check down pass and made a juke move, spin move. He was making more. He looked more explosive.
Yeah, if he didn't, he had to have been really close combined for 100 yards. I know he had 65 yards rushing, and I know at least that one catch was 12 yards, so he definitely looked better.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep, he definitely looked healthier and better. Pat was back in the mix of things, too. He looked good out there. He made a couple good catches.
Leading receiver.
Was he the leading receiver? Deontay and Chase were just kind of, they did their thing. Nothing too bad against them, I would say.
Yeah, it was, again, when they were targeted, they seemed to make more plays, Chase specifically, over Deontay, but overall it was kind of okay, they're there, but
not doing too much, not doing anything crazy.
Yeah, we're not really going to target them.
Yeah. I was going to say, you want to talk about the elephant in the room? Our boy Kenny.
Yeah.
Let's get to Kenny.
We always do an LVP when we lose, and I don't know if we can say anybody else other than for the offense.
Skip right to it, man.
It's Kenny.
Yep.
He looked off. He went 32 of 44, 257, 1 touchdown to 3 interceptions, and there's, other than maybe the one where you could say that it was a quote-unquote pass interference call that wasn't called, the other two were 100% on him.
100% on Kenny.
It
wasn't tipped. It was
smack dab.
Stare you down. I'm gonna throw it anyway. Yep.
He looked
like a rookie. I mean, to be
Yeah.
honest. I mean, I know we kind of put him up on this pedestal because Trubisky's in, and then we wanted Kenny Pickett. He was a first rounder. Blah blah. Blah. But he's still a rookie, and
probably the roughest showing for him. It was like, okay, yeah, you're getting us down the field, and then when it matters the most, to where you cannot turn the ball over because it will make points.
Yeah.
You turn the ball over and cost us points.
Yep.
And so it was rough to watch.
I was gonna say. I mean, that he threw that pick to Javon Holland, right?
Yep.
And that one was stared down completely. Jumped the route, picked it, had a decent return on it. And then at that point, it was there was still 5 minutes left in the game. Maybe actually less than that. No, it was like 2-something, I think.
By the time we got the ball back, there was about 2:30.
Yeah, because defense made a stop after that pick. We
Yep.
got it back. Actually drove down the field with no timeouts left at that point.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that other ugly pick towards the end zone there.
Number 9, I can't say his last name.
I don't even know what his last name is, but good pick. I mean, he kept his
great
feet
pick.
in bounds.
Kept his feet in, did the toe taps. I don't know if Kenny was trying to throw it away. I don't know if it was meant to Deontay, because if it was meant to Deontay, it looked like parts of the rest of the night where he was way off throwing. It went to 9. It went straight to 9 to where only he could get it, and
Not even a
Deontay's
chance.
5 yards deeper in the end zone to the right.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those where if you throw it right, there's nobody there around Deontay.
It sucks too, because that drive, we were moving that drive too. It looked like the momentum was switching on our side. Offense was grooving, and it seems like Kenny wanted to force it down the field at some point, and he just chose the wrong time to do it.
Yeah, it was something, and I mean, other than those drives. I know Deontay was open the one time. He missed him early on in the game. I don't know if it was Chase or Pickens.
We
or
saw
maybe
Chase
Deontay
on that one
again.
time, third down.
Yeah, where he missed him. It was just, he had a very inconsistent performance. It looked like a guy who got knocked out with a concussion, didn't really get to practice all week, and kind of went in on the fly.
Yeah, he did not look like I'd say sharp Pickett we've seen thus far. I mean, even last week before he got knocked out of the game in the Bucs game, he didn't look that great in that game either.
Right.
But still, I don't know.
It's one of those things where, like, because of how our offense is formed, our defense is figuring him out. Could be, or is it one of those where something's just, I don't know, something's not clicking there. I'm not sure what it is. It can't all be on Canada at this point.
Right. We do know that. But
It's got to go in Kenny, but at the same time, Canada's offense is not helping.
I was going to say he definitely still deserves some blame.
Helping him do this. And so with that, hopefully next week he rebounds, but he's playing literally the number 1 and number 2 ranked corners in the NFL next week. It becomes a significantly harder task next week if we thought it was a tough task this week against a secondary of the Dolphins where it was nothing but backups.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nothing but backups.
Yeah, you're right about that. Tough task next week. And I don't know if it's too early to say this, but I just hope we don't have a Jameis Winston 2.0 sort of thing. And I'm not okay, and I don't want that to be misconstrued completely twisted, because he's a rookie. I understand that. I'm not trying to say, okay, Pickett's held up here because he kind of is.
Right.
It's almost like we're holding Pickett to a higher standard, but I understand he's still a rookie. We're going to go through these growing pains.
We got to go through growing pains.
He's just got to take care of the ball, man. And I don't want him to throw, and he hasn't done it yet, but I'm just saying throw 3 touchdowns and throw 3 picks just like Jameis would.
Right.
Or something like that.
Unfortunately, he's thrown 2 passing touchdowns to 7 interceptions.
Okay, it's worse than Jameis. I get it. All right. He's thrown a ton of picks, and that's got to obviously be limited and cut down. This next matchup against the Eagles makes it really tough. But, yeah, this game he was not good with the ball. Threw 3 picks in this matchup. Not good at all. And like you said with Canada, obviously all the blame can't go on him. But there's still some blame to be passed around to him.
Oh, yeah.
Poor play calling on 3rd and short, or poor play calling on even 1st and 2nd down when you go run, pass, 1st, 2nd, 3rd down. So it just makes it tougher on Kenny, puts him in a bad predicament, puts him in a tougher spot, in my opinion, to convert those 3rd downs and make the drives.
Obvious play calling leads to obvious results.
Mm-hmm. Not hard to scheme against.
Crazy thing where, doing the same stuff and expecting different results, are officially clinically insane.
Matt Canada's is running up for LVP, though. I'm just saying that.
For sure. For sure.
All right.
I'm done with our offense.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
I just want to be
defense.
done with our offense. Okay, defensively, started off the game pretty rough, right?
Yeah.
The Dolphins drove right down the field, no problem. Run, pass, they were doing whatever they wanted on us.
Yeah.
Absolutely whatever. I feel like as the game progressed, though, defense made some adjustments. Defense kind of settled in, and they basically limited Waddle in the second half completely.
Mm-hmm.
Tyreek only got maybe a couple in the second half. They started to stop those outside run plays with Mostert and Edmonds, and I don't know. They did a good job at limiting those big chunk plays that they were just getting gashed by. They were starting to get off the field quicker and get those stops, so I was impressed by that. However, 4 or 5 dropped picks.
Yeah, tons of dropped turnovers, and it was one of those where we say Kenny didn't have a good night. Tua could have had a statistically worse night because Tua just looked off as well.
Yeah.
It's like, I can remember it might have been even in the first quarter, but I know it was in the first half. Waddle wide open, not a Steelers defender in sight. Tua throws it, and if he throws him in stride, he's probably gone for the touchdown or darn near 50-yard completion. Waddle's got to jump up dang near 2 foot in the air to bring it down, and by then somebody's there to just touch him, and it's done. And it's like that was Tua the whole night. It was like you're off by this much, just a fraction.
He was.
To where it caused it to be where we had opportunities to exploit it, and our defense just couldn't come up with the picks, but we played our bend don't break, which is fine. Holding a team, especially that high octane, to 16 points is fantastic. But unfortunately, with our offense, apparently we need to just shut every team out.
Apparently. What's the saying that the guys on defense have bad hands? That's why they play defense, not offense. It's kind of the saying.
Ooh.
Definitely applies to our defense in this game, because you figure they had 4 dropped picks, and I think two of them were off tips. No, maybe just the one. Maybe it was just the one, Levi Wallace, that had the tip. I think there were 5 dropped picks because Levi almost had that one when he hurt his collarbone or whatever. Yeah,
and if you would like to count the one where if Devin Bush was not facing Tyreek Hill and just turned around, boom, it would have been right there for him.
I'm just thinking the other ones hit them right in the hands, not tipped and you're just diving to try to catch it. I mean, it was Cam Sutton up, Terrell Edmonds down. It was
Cam Sutton reminds me, on a lesser scale, reminds me so much of Ike Taylor.
Oh gosh. No
because
rocks his hands.
Ike Taylor was a solid corner who would frustrate you from time to time. And I'm not saying Cam Sutton's on that level where Ike was, but no hands. I can think this season alone, including that one, that makes at least 3 picks he's dropped this year.
I know he dropped one against New England.
And he dropped one against the Jets, which we didn't get to see. And Minka dropped 3 against the Jets. But anyways.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, they had all those drop picks.
Dropsies.
2 of them were on drives that Dolphins got 6 points to field goal in each one of those.
Changes everything.
Changes it. It's been 10-10 at that point.
Yeah.
But also, too, it just, when you need those plays, too, from your defense, you drop one of them, I get it, but geez, all flipping 5 of them. Jeez.
Yeah. Dropping all of them, not getting a sack.
Yep.
It was one of those where, you look at the stats and you wonder how he did it, and I really don't know other than describing it as bend, don't break.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly how our defense played. And maybe less so that our defense played well and more so that their offense just had a bad night at the office.
I was going to say it wasn't even anything flashy by our defense. I mean, you see the drop picks and no sacks, like you said. They just bend don't break. They made the third down stops when they had to. They got them off the field when they had to and held them to 3 when they had to. You know what I mean? They just did sort of their thing. I think it was just a good game plan throughout the game. Like at first you saw it just right down the field, Dolphins get the touchdown. Ever since then it was like, okay, let's settle in and make some stops.
Yeah.
Okay, you got an LVP for defense? Think of?
It's hard because
I'll give you 5 examples.
Yeah, I know. It's basically whoever. I'll go with Cam. You know, I mean,
you're dogging on him, aren't you?
Yeah, like he's done it so much this year. It warrants some recognition for being not good. And it's just you got to come down with that. If you're whether you're considered our number one or not, you gotta lead others by example, and you sure let off.
Yeah.
Not in a good way.
No. I would say, I guess I'll go Levi because he dropped 2-ish.
Dropped and got hurt.
Yeah. I was even going to mention Highsmith as like a runner-up because he took bad angle on that one running play. Just he's weird, man. He shows up in like weird games and just not consistent.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't bring the pressure when I feel like he should, and
quite interesting on that for sure.
Interesting character for sure.
Which that reminds me, what was we didn't do grades on offense, and we'll do grades on defense after this as well.
Oh yeah. Good point.
What's your grade on offense?
Whew. Grade on offense. 10 points, 3 picks. Didn't get any turnovers, so you're -3 in turnovers because of your offense. I think that warrants a solid D-.
Okay. I'm sticking with what you said, D- on the offense. They underperformed. Defense, I know, 10 points is bad. Defense, again, it's hard to gauge them because they missed opportunities, and it was more so on the Dolphins than on us. I just feel like it wasn't us that won on the defensive side. It was the Dolphins shooting themselves in the foot. And so for that, I'm going with the D+ for our defense.
Wow, you're going really harsh. This might be the biggest margin we've had, actually. Because usually we're only B. I'm going solid B. Usually we're only like, maybe like a little bit off there, but I'm going solid B, and here's why. I just think the game plan was there, and I just think like you saw him kept bringing up the flipping stats on Sunday Night Football. Tyreek's first and Jalen Wall's 5th or whatever in the league, and what was it? Granted, yards per game.
We still allowed them to have 160 yards receiving.
No, I know, and Waddle had like 88, and Hill had
72.
Was it 72? Yeah. So like they had solid games, but I just think like when you think of the speed and you thought of what this offense was going to bring, and only basically showing up for 16 points, 1 touchdown, a couple field goals. It's just like, I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of a win for us, and especially when you let them go down opening drive and score a touchdown, you're just like, oh, this is going to be a long game. I just felt like they settled in, and obviously the drop picks were huge, and they could have prohibited the extra 6 points, but I don't know. I felt like they did enough to warrant a B, at least.
So D+, why I'm going to stick with that is I feel if Teddy Bridgewater played, we lose by at least 24 points.
You really think so with Teddy
Bridgewater last week.
I know he came in for Skylar Thompson.
Got hurt, and after that, Waddle and Hill both combined for like 350 yards.
Maybe, but
Bridgewater is not afraid to bomb it. Bridgewater is not scared of whatever.
They only took that one deep shot on Terrell?
Barely any deep shots. Tua was just off all night. It was just,
You think he's off? I mean, he was off, but I think it's
Yeah.
game plan. You think it's off?
Yeah.
That's fair.
We'll see next week.
Yeah.
Special teams.
Special teams. They're sure special, aren't they?
God.
Okay.
Gunner didn't look horrible.
Gunner didn't look horrible. He didn't muff a punt. He didn't fumble anything. Solid.
Did what we needed him to.
Yeah, that's fine.
Boss is boss.
Consistent boss. The other facet of the special teams is our punter, PH3 here.
We got to draft a punter.
We got to draft a punter. Another punter, actually.
After drafting this bum. This guy. What is our problem with punters, man?
I don't know, man.
Freaking Jordan Berry for, I don't know, 10 million years before we got rid of that freaking hoser. Now we got the next hoser, and my Lord.
Was it his first punt that he hit? Was it the first one? I don't remember.
That he shanked?
Yeah, was it the
Pretty
was
positive.
the first punt of the night?
Yeah. Put it on the 45. It was like a 30-yard punt or something like that. And then by the end of the night, he was booming them for 55.
Yeah, I mean, because he had
Practice during the week if you can't figure out how to punt the freaking ball, you dummy.
He had four. We had 4 drives in a row. That was 3 and out. So it was like, oh, punt. I can finally get on a consistent streak here. And
yeah, God, he's terrible.
yeah. We always preach about consistency in special teams. That's all we ask for.
If he was a straight 45-yard punter, didn't boom it for 60, didn't shank it for 25, it was just 45.
Yeah.
Every time. I'd be like, you know
You'd rather
what?
have that.
I know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
I know exactly where this ball is going to be.
Yep.
I'd prefer it. And because of him, F.
Oh, wow.
He makes me so mad.
C+, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
because he punted the most, and he was. Ugh.
Yeah, I understand that though.
Oh, let's see. I can bring up his crap. He punted it 6 times for a 41.8 yard average.
That's horrible. And most of those punts, it wasn't like he was at midfield,
no,
where he had to punt it 40 yards. He was at the 30 and 30, 20, 15. So he had to get I would say everything on that.
Yep. And we're gonna see more of it.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So what was it? F and C+?
F.
Okay. LVP, I'm guessing both is
PH3.
Jeez, punch the table. PH3. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess to sum up the thoughts here over this overall game, Steelers stink. We said this. We had a weird win last week, but that's because Tom Brady
Brady sucks.
Finally looks human.
Yeah,
and
he's old. His wife's divorcing him. He's finally not a robotic human being.
Yeah, he's
That's why they blow.
He's finally showing his.
So it's just that, on a tiered system, they're just worse than us. And that's on a very few set of teams. There might be 4 teams total that are worse than us.
Yeah, I would say that.
Brady?
I was going to say that we play the Bucs again, though. We might not win it again.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It's kind of a toss-up.
Well, as of right now, the Bucs, the Packers, maybe Denver, and Chicago.
Texans, maybe?
I don't know. They can score 20 points pretty consistently.
Yeah, Denver actually. That's even playing field.
I still think we'd lose to them.
We'd find a way. Yeah, Steelers are not a good team right now. All facets. I mean, you look at offense, stinks. Defense can show up, but it can also stink. And then you look at special teams, inconsistent most of the time. Except Boz. He's usually pretty solid.
Yeah.
Unless he's in Buffalo.
Oof.
Steelers are a bad team right now, man. We're 2-5, about to face the undefeated
Eagles.
Eagles
coming off of a bye in Philadelphia.
In Philly. Yeah, and then we run into our bye, thankfully. But
yeah,
it's
woo.
We were saying this was the one. If you wanted to get 2 out of the 4 games here, you knew you were going to lose the Bills. We got the Bucs game. You're probably not. I'm not trying to give you a spoiler here, but you're probably not going to beat the Eagles.
I'll give you a spoiler.
We were thinking if you were going to get 2 out of the 4, you had to get this one.
Yeah,
and
had to.
And they had the chances in this game. They really did, but yeah, we're going through a weird stage where it's. I know we already talked about this a couple weeks ago, but going through a weird stage where now we've got a rookie quarterback at the helm.
Got a rookie quarterback.
We've got an offensive play caller that they just pulled off. Actually, they probably pulled him from Permane Brothers where they got him.
Probably. This guy doesn't know how to call anything except these stupid out routes. I don't think we've run a slant all year, and that needs to change. Our defense, hit or miss, whatever. We'll see if Watt ever comes back.
Give me the headset. Run, pass. Run, pass.
We're 1 for $4 million when Watt's out, so let's keep that streak alive,
Yeah.
We have a head coach that's basically like, it's fine. It's fine. We're going to do the Steeler way, and we're not going to make any changes till the offseason because you know what? I would like to have that number 1 pick in the draft because I've never got to have that before, and I'd like to know that feeling.
We've got a head coach that 4th and 1 at midfield, and you punt it.
Yep, 4th and 1 on the midfield, and you punt it, or, it's 3rd and 1, illegal shift, then a holding. Then all of a sudden it's 3rd and 16. You throw a freaking pick. So
nice.
I could go on.
We could go on, but why would we do that to ourselves?
Yeah, it's late. We're doing this after the game because we're
late.
Idiots.
It is late. So a lot of it's just rant, but that's what we do best, I guess.
I was like the Steelers. I just dropped the top to my water.
There you go. You can't hold on to anything. Can't catch anything. Well, Steelers fall to the Dolphins 16-10. Steelers suck. Dolphins continue on, probably with Tua, and they'll probably just catch this momentum and keep riding that wave. No pun intended, being Dolphins. Steelers got some crap to figure out, and I'm sure it's not going to be next week against the Eagles in Philadelphia. That's going to be rough as heck.
Very rough.
Then we catch our bye week, and then we're on to, I think, the Saints afterwards. So.
Yep. Saints and then 2 back-to-back primetime games. Great.
All right. Let's end this thing, man.
Yep.
You got anything else to add?
I'm done.
Anything else? Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. All right. I'm done, too, because I will just keep going on and on and bury this team. All right. Well, thank for everybody sticking with us, listening in, watching. We appreciate the support, and make sure to catch us on our next videos.
Steelers suck.
As always, go Steelers.
No.